Hey Bears fans, we're back with an exclusive video and the latest updates on our beloved Chicago Bears. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. That way, you'll always stay up to date with breaking news and exclusive content. The NFL world woke up buzzing this week after a storm of whispers surrounding Washington Commanders quarterback Marcus Mariota, who allegedly had some not-so-kind words to say about the Chicago Bears during a private off-season workout session. Now, you know how the league works. Rumors fly faster than a Tyreek Hill sprint, but this one's got some serious traction. According to a couple of sources close to Mariota's training circle, the veteran QB was caught making comments that questioned not just the Bears' offensive structure, but even the football IQ of certain players on their roster. Imagine that. Marcus Mariota, known for his calm demeanor and quiet leadership, supposedly firing shots at another franchise? That's enough to make any NFL fan raise an eyebrow, especially with the season heating up and teams already feeling the pressure. What's making everyone talk isn't just what he might have said, but the fact that it's completely out of character for him. Mariota has always been seen as a respectful professional, the kind of guy who keeps his head down and lets his game speak. So if this rumor has any truth behind it, we might be witnessing a rare, unfiltered side of him that nobody's seen before. The alleged comments reportedly came during an informal quarterback session out in California, where Mariota was training with a handful of other players during the Commanders bye week. A few insiders claim that after some light drills, the conversation turned to team systems around the league, and that's when Mariota apparently let his guard down. The story goes that he compared the Bears' offense to a high school playbook, saying that it's way too predictable and designed to make quarterbacks fail. One witness even said Mariota joked that playing in Chicago would make anyone look bad, no matter how talented you are. Now, if that's true, those are some heavy words. The Bears have had their fair share of offensive struggles, no doubt, but to hear another quarterback flat-out criticize their system like that, that's the kind of quote that lights up talk shows and locker rooms alike. And let's not forget, the Bears fan base doesn't take criticism lightly. They'll defend their team tooth and nail, especially from an opponent. What's even wilder is how quickly this rumor spread across social media. Within hours of the first whispers, NFL Twitter was already dissecting every syllable, with fans pulling up old interviews, sideline clips, and post-game pressers trying to catch any sign that Mariota might have had beef with the Bears before. Some fans pointed out that Mariota's last meeting with Chicago didn't exactly go well. He was sacked 3 times and intercepted twice. Maybe that frustration carried over. Others believe the story's been blown out of proportion, that maybe Mariota made an offhand comment and someone decided to twist it for clicks. But the damage, as they say, was already done. The phrase Mariota hates the Bears started trending nationwide, and it didn't take long for Chicago players themselves to start taking notice. When a rumor hits this level of noise, it's hard to keep things quiet, no matter how small the spark was that started it. Adding even more drama to the situation, a former teammate of Mariota's reportedly chimed in anonymously, saying that the quarterback has always been too nice for his own good, and that if he finally snapped, maybe it's because he's tired of being the nice guy. That statement alone has fueled even more speculation. Could it be that Mariota, after years of being underestimated and shuffled around the league, finally let his true feelings slip? We've seen it before. A player who's been labeled as calm or stoic suddenly shows emotion, and people lose their minds. Fans love to see passion, but they also love a good controversy. And this one checks every box. A respected player, a struggling team, and a headline that sounds almost too spicy to be real. It's the perfect recipe for a full-blown media circus. Meanwhile, inside the Commanders organization, sources are reportedly trying to contain the situation. Head coach Dan Quinn was asked about the rumor during a press conference and gave a diplomatic answer, saying, "Marcus is focused on football, not on gossip." That's the standard coach response, of course, but you could sense some tension. When pressed further, Quinn refused to confirm or deny the report, which only made reporters hungrier for details. Players around the locker room have been tight-lipped, but one thing's for sure. This story has made its way into every conversation in D.C. The Commanders are trying to stay focused, but distractions like this can be dangerous, especially when you're fighting for a playoff spot. The last thing they need is off-field drama overshadowing on-field performance. What's fascinating is how this alleged comment could actually impact Mariota's reputation league-wide. Remember, this is a quarterback who's been praised for his professionalism, for being the ultimate team-first guy. If people start to believe that he's out here throwing shade at other organizations, that could change the narrative around him completely. Some analysts are already questioning if frustration is finally boiling over for him. He's bounced around teams, dealt with inconsistent playing time, and constantly had to prove himself. Maybe this is just the latest symptom of that ongoing struggle. Or maybe, just maybe, he really does believe what he said, that Chicago's offensive system is broken beyond repair. Whatever the truth may be, this rumor has turned Mariota from quiet competitor to headline material overnight, and everyone in the NFL world is watching to see how he responds. The Bears camp, on the other hand, isn't taking the rumor lightly. Multiple Chicago players have already chimed in indirectly, posting cryptic messages on social media that seem to be aimed at Mariota. One defensive lineman tweeted, "Careful who you call out. We see everything." Another player simply posted a bear emoji followed by a shushing face, which fans immediately interpreted as a response to the alleged insult. The locker room, according to insiders, has been buzzing with equal parts annoyance and amusement. They know how fast stories can spiral in the modern NFL, but pride runs deep in Chicago. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. Just the idea that someone disrespected the team is enough to light a fire under them. The Bears' next matchup against Washington suddenly feels a lot more personal, and that's exactly the kind of fuel a struggling team sometimes needs to find its spark. Fans are already calling it the Mariota game, which is wild considering it might all be based on a comment that wasn't even meant to go public. Sports talk shows have been having a field day with this one. Every major network is running segments asking the same question. Did Marcus Mariota really take a shot at the Bears? Or is this all smoke? Pundits are split. Some say there's no way Mariota would risk his reputation over a careless comment, while others argue that even veterans can slip up when they feel overlooked or disrespected. One analyst even went as far as to suggest that Mariota might be playing mind games, trying to get inside Chicago's head before their next meeting. That might sound far-fetched, but stranger things have happened in this league. What's undeniable is how much attention this has brought to both teams. The Bears, who've been desperate for a storyline that doesn't involve losing streaks or quarterback controversies, are suddenly the center of the NFL conversation. And Mariota, whether he meant to or not, is right there in the middle of it. Behind the scenes, PR teams are working overtime. The Commanders' communications department has reportedly advised Mariota to stay quiet, to let the rumor die on its own. But staying silent can sometimes make things worse. Fans and media interpret silence as guilt, or at least as avoidance. If Mariota doesn't address it soon, the narrative might solidify without him having a say. And in today's digital age, perception is everything. Even if he didn't say what's being claimed, just the idea that he could have is enough to create tension. People love controversy, and NFL gossip spreads faster than wildfire. Whether it's real or imagined, the story is already alive and kicking, and the more people talk about it, the bigger it gets. It's one of those situations where no matter what Mariota says now, someone's going to be unhappy. Meanwhile, Bears head coach Matt Eberflus finally weighed in during a recent press availability. When asked if he'd heard about Mariota's alleged comments, he smiled and said, "We're focused on us, not on what other people think of us." Classic coach speak, right? But insiders claim that behind closed doors, he's using the rumor as motivation. The Bears reportedly opened their team meeting this week with a highlight reel of recent criticism from the media, ending with the words, "Prove them wrong." Even if Mariota never actually said what's being reported, Chicago is embracing the moment as fuel. Sometimes, it doesn't matter who threw the first spark. What matters is how you use the fire. And if the Bears come out swinging in their next game, you can bet everyone will be pointing right back to this rumor as the spark that lit it all up. For Mariota, this could go one of two ways. If he publicly denies the story and it turns out to be false, he walks away clean, maybe even earns some sympathy for being dragged in a drama he didn't create. But if someone steps forward with proof, like an audio clip or a credible witness, it could haunt him for the rest of the season. The NFL has a long memory when it comes to player comments, and every word can come back to bite you. Think about how many careers have been derailed not by performance, but by perception. One misunderstood quote can turn a respected veteran into a polarizing figure overnight. That's the risk Mariota is facing right now. Fair or not. In a league built on image as much as talent, this is a storm he'll need to navigate carefully. As the week rolls on, fans are split between defending Mariota and roasting him online. Some argue that even if he did say it, he's not wrong, that the Bears' offense has been historically bad, and maybe someone finally had the guts to say it out loud. Others see it as pure disrespect, a cheap shot from a player who should know better. But that's the beauty and chaos of NFL culture. One rumor could divide the entire fan base, ignite endless debates, and fuel podcast episodes for weeks. No matter how this ends, Marcus Mariota's name is in headlines again, and that alone is a twist nobody saw coming. Whether it's truth, misunderstanding, or pure fabrication, this little storm has reminded everyone that in the NFL, words can hit just as hard as any tackle on Sunday. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. As the story continues to evolve, some insiders are suggesting that the whole situation might have been fueled by a misunderstanding between Mariota and a member of his training circle. Word is the original source who leaked the comment may have taken his words out of context. Something like an innocent football discussion that spiraled into a headline. You know how these things go. One person hears a spicy sentence, another adds a little flavor, and before you know it, it's a full-blown scandal. Some teammates have even hinted that Mariota was discussing offensive schemes in general, not directly taking shots at Chicago. But once the Bears' name got attached, it was too late to walk it back. The internet doesn't deal in nuance, and once a quote sounds controversial enough, people stop asking if it's true. They just start reacting. Whether it was miscommunication, exaggeration, or flat-out fabrication, the end result is the same. Marcus Mariota's name has been dragged into one of the NFL's biggest talking points of the week, and no matter how much clarification comes later, the initial damage has already been done. Interestingly, a few analysts are turning this rumor into a bigger conversation about honesty in the NFL. They're saying maybe Mariota didn't do anything wrong at all. Maybe he just told the truth that everyone else is afraid to say. Let's be real. The Bears' offensive struggles have been a running joke for years. They've changed coaches, quarterbacks, coordinators, and yet the problems keep coming back. So if a veteran quarterback, even one from another team, voiced an opinion about that, is it really that shocking? Some commentators are calling it football truth-telling, arguing that players should be able to speak their minds without fear of backlash. Others say that kind of talk breaks the unspoken code between teams, the professional courtesy that keeps rival players from disrespecting each other publicly. Either way, the debate has taken on a life of its own. What started as a small whisper about Mariota's offhand comments has now turned into a full-blown discussion about sportsmanship, honesty, and the fine line between criticism and disrespect in professional sports. And just when it seemed the buzz might be dying down, a mysterious post reignited the entire thing. Late last night, a short clip surfaced online, supposedly recorded during that California workout, where a voice sounding a lot like Mariota's can be heard saying something about systems that set quarterbacks up to fail. The clip is grainy, low quality, and barely audible, but that hasn't stopped fans from playing detective. The internet is torn. Some swear it's his voice, others say it's a fake. Either way, the clip has breathed new life into the story, and now everyone's waiting to see if Mariota or the Commanders will respond. If it's authentic, that could confirm everything. If it's fake, it's one of the most elaborate hoaxes in recent memory. But in today's social media world, perception is reality, and the truth often comes second. One thing's for sure, Marcus Mariota the usually quiet and reserved quarterback, has suddenly become the most talked about player in the league, all because of a few words that may or may not have been said. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.